just here in Essaouira. Just going down the main Medina, having a look at different stalls. It is that's Robin, who's come with me, not just randomly met at a hostel. Actually, somebody's come with me, I'm not just solo travelling. But as you can see, loads of stalls along here. We're in the Medina where our hostel is, and it is very nice. Essaouira is a kind of beach resort type place in southwest Morocco, so not quite what you'd expect as the rest of it, but still as colourful, and the market stalls will remind you of places like Marrakesh and that as well. So we've just stopped off at a little cafe restaurant here, which is like this. So this is where we are. It's not exactly you may expect normally from a restaurant or anything like that, but just seemed nice to come in and have some sweet tea. I've said that specifically for any American watchers. I know you like to call it sweet tea. Also, just having some couscous, some traditional couscous here. There's the tea. Absolutely beautiful. First thing you notice when you come in is just the smell, and really polite, really nice staff. So yeah, these little ones I think are always the best ones. Avoid the ones where you see people that look like you and the touristy bits as much as you can, because it's probably the worst food that you're going to find. So just on the balcony for the hostel, you can hear the seagulls going for it behind me, because of course I am pretty close to the sea here, but also got another little visitor here. And the city is kind of covered in cats everywhere, but they're not like dangerous. They're not going to scratch or anything. They just come up, they just want attention, maybe a little bit of food. But the one next to me absolutely just wanted a cuddle, basically. That's all they want. They're just normal cats, nothing to worry about. They're all over the place, and because it's nice seating up here, you've got this all over, and then you're trying to have a look, aren't you? Hello. And you see what I mean? They just want attention. That's all they are. It's just a normal cat. You don't have to worry about anything like that, but it is nice being up here because massive span of the city. You can see kind of everything here. It's just on a normal hostel. This is costing £5 a night. It is not that expensive. If you go to a nice hotel, you can get a hotel. In fact, you can get an apartment to stay in out here for £27 equivalent a night for an entire apartment. So it's absolutely brilliant, and nice and cheap place to come as well. So definitely recommend it so far. Okay, so just here we just found a restaurant. I am two of the people from the hostel as well, and we're just looking at all this stuff, which is absolutely amazing and cheap as hell. So we're just having that at the moment, but yeah, I'm always going to hostels because you get to meet people as well like this, which is fantastic. So do always look for that if it's a good option. So just down by the seafront now, and as you can see behind me, a lot more haggling, a lot more going on in terms of selling fish. Went to the restaurant last night, and a couple of other people with me were having fresh fish that's literally come straight up here. There's fish markets, 2 or 3 around the city, hence the seagulls, and where a lot of the cats want to be as well, of course. Robin is still with me, but yeah, this is definitely what Essaouira is kind of known for, is this beach thing. So you can come here and come surfing and do all of that kind of stuff, but also very much it is a fish place. It is a trading market and things like that here. You've got all of these here being sold, so it is definitely somewhere to come if you're an enjoyer of fish and that kind of thing, and just the sea life. So just gone into the least touristy bit, kind of where the locals are. Went into a little cafe that's there was no tourists whatsoever, could not speak English, got some communication just by pointing and being polite and helping where we could, and ended up getting 3 meals for the 3 of us, tagines with drink and some bread for just the equivalent of around £6.50, which is significantly cheaper from even the less touristy parts of the city when you're going. And that's the thing, if you go into these local bits, you interact with people that can't necessarily speak the language, but you can be polite, you can get on and really see how things are and get the real prices as well, which is always good in any country, not just here in Morocco. So I'm just down some of the side streets in Essaouira now, and as you can see, there's a mix of kind of modern and almost crumbling as well in many bits of this, but many bits of the city are like that. It's not that everything is falling down, it's simply that it's very, very old as a country, but there's constant repairs and everything is still being built and there's such modern, but it's so good to see the old still being respected, still being used, and it's a wonderful place to see these side streets and the hustle and bustle from everything from small little diners to then you go somewhere and there's a mechanic and there's just an old building with a family there. It is an amazing place to just wander around. Okay, so just up on kind of a rooftop, effectively a kebab shop that also does sit-down food as well. Just here, along from the Medina in Essaouira, with the guys from the hostel as well. So just having some tea and having some lunch. So great little places like this you can find. I mean, literally just walking past, mentioned about seating, and they, oh, there's some seating, rooftop, everything like that. Very friendly here. If you're coming to Morocco, this is definitely one that I don't think as many people go to as should. So after being far more on the outskirts, which is basically where the locals would be, where you can get stuff for far cheaper and see so much more interacting, so friendly, incredibly happy to see you. We're back in the main drag where all the tourists are, and although very cheap here still, it is a massive price jump and far more that they're trying to sell to you here. That isn't the case out in the sticks and out in the edge of the city and everything like that. That is something slightly different here, but it's still amazing all over whenever you're going here. Everything behind me is so colourful, so intrinsic to the city, and so even on the tourist bits, it is an amazing place to visit and definitely worth it. But just remember, it's a little bit hot here. So for some of you, the bit behind me here in Essaouira may seem a little familiar, and the reason for that is it is from the John Wick films. Now, in John Wick 3 specifically, I believe, it was in Essaouira where the cat caused absolute havoc. You'll have seen from earlier on in the video, there are a lot of cats here and they caused havoc with filming. So there's a restaurant just behind me over here called Chez Brexit, or Chez Brexit, that is actually has a picture of John Wick, Keanu Reeves, with the owner as well, because it was in this little part here. So if you want to have a little bit of history and you're a fan of that film, or you just want to see, this is also where you should come as well in Essaouira.